This is my review for the OnePlus 3. I got a lot of things to say about that OnePlus. I never had any issues with the phone. I think my biggest complaint with the OnePlus 3 is the storage. I'm such a storage hog, man. But for anyone who doesn't watch a lot of movies or just stream, just use Netflix, this is perfect. And whatever people tell you about that 2K display doesn't mean anything. It does not mean anything. It doesn't make your content less of what it is compared to a 2K. It's been fast. It's been almost basically iOS fast. I never had this phone lag, this phone stutter. It's been having good updates, especially right here. If you look at right here, look at right here on here, you see those two crosses next to the Wi-Fi signal. You see that this phone is dual SIM. For those who want a phone that's business, personal, or just want to carry something cheaper and just get a lot of data and then another plan that has a lot of talk and text and save some money, or just kind of have two different phone numbers to make your life more how do you say, more functional, separate from work or business or whichever that you need towards, especially traveling. I travel to Mexico and other countries, and it's been really helpful, the idea of having dual SIM. But otherwise, everyday practice, it's been fine. The OnePlus 3 has 6 gigabytes of RAM. It has, wrong thing. Has 6 gigabytes of RAM, 32. Oh man, sorry. 6 gigabytes of RAM. Oh shoot. No, I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm not gonna. Sorry, that's my fault for touching. It's kind of hard using the phone with another phone on my hand. But the phone is pretty much smooth. I have no issues. I play emulators on it. I've been watching Halulu. The battery life is good. Well, OnePlus with their updates have been a little strange. I just don't know. Like, sometimes it just works better than before, and sometimes it works a little worse than before. It just really depends. But lately, with their newest update, not going into the beta part, because I know they're not fluid there, and have some bugs to iron out, throughout the updates. But the latest version, let me see. The latest version is nope. Oh, fuck. Let me see. Where's my settings? Settings. See? 6 gigabytes of RAM, OnePlus. Latest version of 6.0.1. Oxygen 2.7 has been the most stable version of. Otherwise, Oxygen OS has been the best. But anyone who's afraid of shipping from another country, it's totally fine. OnePlus pretty much got the shipping in like within 2-3 days. I ordered it on a Friday, and I got it on a Tuesday. So don't worry about it. Don't worry if the phone is gonna get lost overseas or stolen. Don't worry. It'll get there. Otherwise, this is a great phone that's basically stock Android without that stock Android price. With the Pixel that came out, I still can't believe Google came out with a $650 phone that basically doesn't offer that much more than the 6P, but that's another story. But the OnePlus is the best, I think, even better than the Pixel. To be honest, it's just much better than the Pixel. I haven't tried it yet, but in some ways it's better. Like, it's more accessible. For this, I know that the new OnePlus 3T came out and replaced that. Even then, it's still better than the Pixel's price. and more accessible, more storage. And to be honest, it's you can also ROM it. You can change the ROMs. You can, do whatever you want with the operating system. You can make it more like Samsung. You can make it truly stock Android and get 7.1.1 if you really wish to. But otherwise, this is a great phone. I have never had any experience with battery life or with this, the fingerprint scanner. Has been functioning fine. Don't worry about that. It's my fault because I can't see it with the camera in the way, and it works fine. That the audio quality is, it's better than the Galaxy S7 Edge, but not by much. It's pretty much a stock experience. You get no of the carrier apps. You get none of the extra bloat. You can change the wallpaper. Even though it's full HD, the colors are beautiful. The vibrancy. If you don't like saturated colors, you can go in the settings and to the developer options and change it to be more sRGB standard for a more natural. You can do that if you want. But otherwise, I can see this in the sun. This is pretty visible in sunlight. I have been using this since July, the end of July, and I don't regret my purchase. To be honest, I don't regret my purchase. I to be honest, was never a fan of OnePlus due to what their invite system or what happened last year with Snapdragon 810 with that thermal throttling, causing the chip to slow down, especially if you want to do something like gaming, or some people want to try video editing or trying to do more like of that 4K video recording. It hit thermal throttles and slows down to almost to a crawl. The Snapdragon 820 fixed that. With every other phone that came out this year, the Snapdragon 820 has been fluid, smooth, has not caused any issues so far that I've seen in my personal use with any Snapdragon 820. It's been really great. But I think the only improvement that I wish it had expandable storage. I really wish this thing had expandable storage for more memory for me personally, or anyone who wants more memory, because to be honest, I don't trust the cloud. I don't know who's running it, if they're watching or if they're looking or they're digging in my personal stuff. And two, it's just, I don't find it that practical. How much storage does Google Drive give? 15? And then if you get a phone, you get 150, 250, the X amount of storage. But it's only for 2 years. I don't find that useful. I don't find it useful. I tried it. I honestly tried their cloud, and it hasn't been nowhere near. If it's just documents, that's just fine. You can use documents. You can just go like this and just access it and just transfer files. But other than that, there's not much else good at it. I still don't trust it. I still don't like it, especially the fact that you gotta pay for extra storage. To me, that's ridiculous. I'd rather pay a certain a one-time fee. I don't care how much it costs. If it costs me $100 to get me 1 complete terabyte of storage permanently, I'll pay it. But I will not pay that subscription to that. That just makes no sense. I rather get an OTG adapter. I'd rather get an OTG adapter and basically just add more storage that way, and not spend a dime of a monthly subscription. I just don't think it's that practical. I don't think it's that practical. Spending more money for the average consumer. It's not practical. It's not good. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel, comforting that Google is in charge of that, and that who knows who's working on whatever on your stuff. And I just feel that For me, the OnePlus has been the greatest experience of stock Android. I played with the Nexus 2013 and I loved stock Android. And I'm glad that OnePlus has sticked with their Oxygen OS and made it closer to stock. It's been a joy. It's been fluid and fast. I never regretted this purchase. This purchase has been excellent. I recommend anybody who still is interested in the OnePlus brand to take a second look. To be honest, you don't have to spend $700 on or $600, $800, or even $900 on a flagship phone. Well, you can get a OnePlus. It's unlocked. You can use it on AT&T, T-Mobile. You can use it on Verizon. However, you're stuck to 3G. You're stuck to 3G. I have used it. It's okay in 3G. Not It's kind of terrible, but more. It's better than nothing if you're on Verizon. You can just basically just use the calls and text on Verizon and get another SIM for, say, I don't know, like TPO or that T-Mobile. They're doing that promotion with Walmart. You get $30 on a plan. You get 5 GB of data. You can use that as one way to get data. But if you really want to root it, you want to ROM it, you want to change everything about this phone and enjoy the phone for what it is, I think it's the best way for you not to spend so much money, because I understand that nobody wants to be tied to a carrier. Nobody wants to do an installment plan. Nobody wants to pay a lot of money. And especially of all, I don't think nobody wants their experience hindered. I think this phone deserves a good look. And like any reviewer on YouTube, they're going to say the phone is good. In my personal use of it, it's been great. I have no issues. I played Pokemon Go on this when this came out around the time of Pokemon Go. And the GPS has been amazing, accurate, and doesn't consume a lot of battery. To be honest, with playing Pokemon Go has not, and using Uber, it has not killed the battery. This battery has lasted me from around, let's just say 8:30 until around 8. The batteries last me all day. And I don't think you'll find a better experience with stock Android than this. I know there are other phones like the ZTE, Axon 7. I know there's the Honor 8. But for what this phone offers, I think it's well worth taking a good look and a risk. It's been a good recommendation. It's been fine for me because I was skeptical of OnePlus with their never settle or flagship killer. And to be honest, in some ways it does better than the other flagships. In performance, it has a good screen. You don't need 2K to enjoy any movies, Netflix streaming, any movies or downloading movies. You'll be just fine with Full HD. It's even better for gaming, especially since Full HD is a lower resolution than 2K. You'll get better frame rates. You won't experience lag, some kind of lag in the UI, because in 2K you do get some of that little stutter sometimes due to the fact that the GPU is pushing more pixels, and that what anyone else tells you, especially when people talk about pixel density, the sRGB standard, or checking on the display color. To be honest, it's fine. It is fine. I don't think anyone except the most professional or people who are pretty nitpicky about their preference will bother. I think the average user will love this phone. I think this is the best phone for you to try out and keep. You won't regret it. I don't think you'll regret it. I recommend this phone as the best stock experience without paying that high price for it. I think so. OnePlus has gotten my attention. I'm waiting for their OnePlus 4 for next year. And until then, I'm going to keep this phone. I'm going to enjoy this phone. Oh, and I forgot to mention the camera. The camera is good. I have not played with the camera that much, and it's been good. I took some shots. It's so fine. It's not special. Since it is like stock Android, it doesn't have that like manual modes, and you can't shoot in RAW. You can't take 4K. The camera is fine. It's great. It's acceptable. It's not as great as, say, for example, like a V20 or S7 Edge or a Pixel, but it's still better than most phones that have come out. That have the $400 price tag. It's still a little bit better than the Axon 7. It's it's on par with the Honor 8. Maybe the Honor 8 is a little bit better due to that dual camera system. But if you're just doing selfies, doing Facebook, doing Instagram, or Snapchat, no problem. If you're trying to do some editing, professional editing on it, you may have some trouble with it. I would recommend getting a third-party app due to the fact that this app is kind of bare bones and doesn't offer that much of flexibility. But otherwise, call quality has been fine. I have not had any call drops at all owning this phone. I have not had any issues with my data connection. I know some people have some issues with their calls, but I haven't. In the Bay Area, it's been fine. It's been fine for what it is. I think my recommendation still stands for the OnePlus 3. If you don't want to pay that high price for a flagship, you don't want to be tied to a carrier, I think this is the best phone of 2016 for that $400 price tag. I think you should all give it a try. Look at other reviews, compare it with other phones, and I don't think you'll be disappointed in what this phone has to offer.